Shinyu was a 23-year-old otaku who had once envisioned a life of gaming, anime, and freedom from responsibility. But life, as it often does, had other plans. After dropping out of college, he found himself working a part-time job at a small cafe, barely making ends meet. He called it an internship to save face, but deep down, he knew it was nothing more than a dead end. As he trudged up the stairs to his apartment that evening, Shunyu's thoughts were clouded with frustration. He muttered to himself about the unfairness of it all. If only I'd finished my degree, he thought. Maybe I wouldn't be stuck in this mess. Just as he reached the third landing, his path was blocked by a peculiar sight. A girl with bunny ears perched on her head stood leaning against the railing. Her mischievous grin only added to the surreal nature of the moment. Well, she said, her voice playful. What a handsome guy. You've finally arrived. My sister's been waiting for you. Shinyu blinked, caught off guard. Sister? He asked, his confusion evident. He glanced around to see if there was someone else she could be addressing. Don't play dumb, the girl continued, stepping closer. Not today, at least. I'll even give you a discount. Discount? What are you talking about? Shunyu's confusion quickly turned into irritation. She winked. 300. Cash or card, your choice. 300? You've definitely got the wrong guy, he said, stepping past her. I have no idea what you're talking about. The girl watched him go, her grin fading into a look of mild disappointment. Are you sure? She called after him. You look like the type. Ignoring her, Shunyu continued up the stairs, shaking his head. What the hell was that about? He thought. People are getting weirder every day. When he finally reached his apartment door, Shunyu let out a tired sigh. His stomach growled, reminding him that he'd ordered takeout earlier. At the far end of the dimly lit hallway, a courier stood with a bag in hand, looking entirely too smug for someone delivering food. Here's your order, the courier said, extending the bag. Shinyu frowned as he took it. Something felt off. Peeking inside, his suspicions were confirmed. It wasn't what he had ordered. This isn't mine, he said, holding the bag out. I ordered something else. The courier shrugged, his expression unapologetic. Happens sometimes. Maybe next time, order something easier to deliver. Shinyu bit back a sharp retort, not wanting to escalate the situation. He sighed, turning the key in his apartment door. It jammed, as it always did, and he had to give it a forceful shove. Just as he managed to get the door open, the light bulb above flickered and died, plunging the hallway into darkness. Great, Shunyu muttered. He fumbled for his phone to use as a flashlight. But before he could switch it on, a voice echoed through the corridor. Eternal misfortune. Shunyu froze. His heart skipped a beat as he turned, trying to locate the source of the voice. Who's there? He called, his voice unsteady. The hallway remained silent. Shinyu laughed nervously, trying to shake off his unease. Must be my imagination, he muttered. But then the voice came again, louder and more menacing. What is lost must be destroyed. Blood, flesh, and ashes. A chill ran down Shanyu's spine. His mind raced, grasping for an explanation. Was someone playing a prank on him? Or was it something else entirely? A sudden flash of lightning illuminated the hallway, followed by a deafening crack of thunder. Shunyu stumbled backward, his heart pounding in his chest. He pressed his back against the door, his breath coming in shallow gasps. Meanwhile, in a distant land, an ominous ritual was unfolding. A grand chamber bathed in red light echoed with the chants of hooded figures. Their voices, low and rhythmic, filled the air with an oppressive energy. At the center of the room knelt a young girl, her hands and feet bound with thick ropes. Tears streamed down her face as she trembled, her head bowed in silent despair. The king, seated on an ornate throne, leaned forward, his eyes alight with fervor. "O mighty Lord of Ash," he intoned, his voice carrying through the chamber, "we offer you this sacrifice. Accept our gift and grant us your power." The girl flinched as the magical circle beneath her began to glow, its light growing brighter with each passing moment. The chanting grew louder, a crescendo of voices that seemed to shake the very walls of the chamber. "Let fear incarnate take form," the king proclaimed. "Let the great Lord of Ash descend upon this unworthy world." The room shuddered, the air thick with tension. Outside, lightning illuminated the stormy skies, casting eerie shadows through the stained glass windows. Back in his apartment, energy shot through him. Shinyu gasped as his vision blurred, and the world around him began to warp and twist. His stomach churned as he felt himself being pulled forward, as though an invisible force had seized him. Shinyu tried to scream, but no sound came out. When the world finally stopped spinning, he found himself in a massive, unfamiliar chamber. The air was thick with the scent of burning incense, and the walls were adorned with symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. At the center of the room was the girl from the ritual, still bound and trembling. Her tear-streaked face turned toward Shinyu, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and hope. "What the?" Shinyu muttered, looking around in confusion. The girl gasped. The Lord of Ash," she whispered, her voice trembling. "You've come. Lord of Ash?" Shinyu repeated, his voice rising. "No, you've got the wrong guy." Before he could protest further,